Here today to talk about the details of what was uncovered and what it all means are two experts. Emma Bryant is a British scholar and academic researcher on media propaganda, surveillance, and information warfare, and was involved in exposing the Facebook Cambridge Analytica data scandal. And Paul Robinson is a professor at the University of Ottawa and author of 6 books on political issues. Thank you both so much for joining me today. Professor Robinson, can you tell our viewers what were some of the specifics about this new plan that's been revealed?
Well, this was largely associated with assistance being given by the Canadian Forces to long-term care homes and the COVID crisis. There's a whole bunch of revelations come out involving essentially collecting data on groups who might be considered to be perhaps, discontented and so on. And this included, for instance, Black Lives Matter, for instance, was one of the groups on which information was collected. And what we've learned from the latest revelations is that, this wasn't just a few crazy people in the military at a low rank deciding to go off and do this on their own bat. That this was actually considered quite high up in the chain of command in the Canadian Joint Operations Command, as one of the rear admirals put it, as a unique opportunity to try out and experiment with essentially information warfare techniques. So this was endorsed quite high up.
So, Professor Bryant, is there anything you want to add to that? I know that one of the things the citizen obtained was this report through access to information legislation. What were some of the details of what was in that report?
Well, I think the most interesting thing is actually how we have seen a development and experimentation at really high levels on how we evolve information operations in a digital age. These are, today's information wars are involving social media systems where you can bury and hide all sorts of kinds of activities. Data is central to contemporary operations in democracies and outside of democracies. And we're seeing, what we're really seeing in this kind of plan is militaries not really having a set protocol on how to go about this. It is evolving as they go. And what we are, seeing is how unprepared they are for the landscape that we're at right now. And them experimenting on us, almost, I don't even want to use the word lab rats, but I'm concerned that there are rules that are not being followed anymore. It seems like the boundaries are being pushed.
So, Professor Robinson, one of the things that the report outlined was that some of these were techniques that were used and developed during the Afghan war, and then they were considering using this on the domestic population. What are some of those techniques, and how could they be applied domestically?
Well, I don't know the specifics of that, but a lot of this involves in one sort of intelligence gathering and information warfare. It involves sort of quantitative data in which you amass large amounts of data on individuals and then try and develop patterns, understand patterns among them, for which you could then use to exploit in certain ways. So that's the kind of thing, as far as I understand, which is going on. But I think it's related, not just to Afghanistan, but I think it's related more broadly to these sort of general discussions which are going on nowadays about hybrid warfare and Russian and Chinese disinformation. And as a result of all these, we've become very, I'd say, actually rather paranoid in regarding sort of the information sphere as no longer being, a private sphere for the media and so on, but actually as a sphere of war.
Paul, we've got to go to commercial break, but I'll let you finish right after that.